All right, look, there's people out there with way worse ideas than you have. They're not half as talented as you are, and they're definitely not working as hard as you're working, and for some reason, you're watching them get more people to say yes to them. They're selling more. They're actually influencing other people to follow them wherever they want them to go, and it's frustrating. I get it, because it's not that they're more talented. It's not that they're better. It's not that they're doing anything other than they know how to do something that you have not started doing yet. The reason I know this is, my name is Michael Bernoff, and for the last 25 years, I have been obsessed with teaching top performers, CEOs, athletes, business owners all over the world how to harness the power of their communication to literally become people of influence. And I've been showing them how to do this by using a very simple 3-step formula that you can start using to increase sales, to get people to say yes to you, and more importantly, start becoming a person of influence. So the cool part is, it's easy to use, it's fun, and by the end of this video, you'll start using this process in so many areas of your life. And I love teaching it because I remember that one of the times about 15 years ago, I was covering this formula with a group of high-functioning entrepreneurs, and we're in this big conference room, and people are going around the room, and they're loving the technique. Some of them are sending texts and emails. Some people are responding to people. They're using it in real time, and the results are incredible. And at the time, I had just started dating who's now my wife, and she's in the back of the room, and she's watching it like spellbound what I'm covering. And at the end, she comes up to me. She goes, "Michael, I love what you're sharing. I have a question. Did you use this formula with me to make it easy for me to say yes to you?" And I said, well, of course, because that is what people of influence do. They make it easy for people to say yes to things they want to say yes to. So my question for you is, how's your influence game? Is it good or is it great? And if you want it to be extraordinary, are you willing to add 3 very simple things that you can do to increase your influence rather quickly? The formula is simple. And most people, when they come to me, when they want to learn influence, they start asking questions like, what do I say? How do I influence this person? And this is where most people go wrong. They see this influential person, they think it's this big script they have, and they don't realize that deep in the mind of that person, they ask one simple question. It's not, what do I say? It's, how do I want this person to respond? Most people get tied up in this head game of like, how do I say it correctly? And very few people, the influential people, ask the question, how do I want them to respond? The second thing is, they understand that this person that they see that looks so magical in their influence, that you think is getting someone to make decisions and follow them, it all started there. But that's not where it really began. The real magic of influence is not getting someone to make a decision, because decisions are complicated for most people. Think of the last time you asked somebody, what do you want for lunch? Most people look, oh, I don't know. They start running it through this filter they have going on, like, what did I have yesterday? How do I make this work? Making decisions are hard for people if you don't have influence up front. What powerful, influential people know how to do is get people to make something called a micro commitment. Now, I want you to think of the word micro commitment. It's a tiny little bit of a commitment that you can get somebody to make. What's amazing is the resistance starts to go down. And remember, when someone's resistance goes down, they start to become a lot more receptive to your new idea, the thing you're covering. So I'm gonna backtrack real quick. Know where you want to take them, know what's going on, and start offering something called micro commitments. Now, here's how powerful micro commitments are. It just takes 3 to get someone to start following you. The math of micro commitments are very simple. 1 + 1 + 1 = 4. Now think about that. You probably want to right now go grab my high school diploma and say, maybe you shouldn't have graduated. Why is he saying 1 + 1 + 1 = 4? Because in school, 1 + 1 + 1 is 3. But when it comes to influence, 1 truth + 2 truths + 3 equals you're safe and I can follow you. Let me give you a prime example, for example. Let's say for a second, I said to you, tomorrow, ABC stock, it's going to double in price. Maybe you buy it, maybe you don't. If you don't buy it, you look in the paper, you see online that ABC stock doubled. You're going to go, man, maybe I should have listened to Michael. And let's just say, for an example, I said, hey, careful making a right on Main Street today. There's going to be a bad accident. And let's say you went on Main and there was a bad accident. You say, weird. And then let's say I said, tomorrow, there's going to be one of the biggest trades. The hometown team is going to get rid of the superstar and they're going to get traded over here. And let's say you open up the sports section and instantly you see it. I can promise you, if the stock doubled, the accident occurred, and I mentioned it to you, and the hometown hero got traded, I can promise you, if I mentioned something else, you'd be more receptive to answering. The reason is the protection mechanism of the mind. This is the part that influential people understand. You've got to get people's attention, lower their resistance, make them receptive. You do it by pointing out things that are obvious, that are true. And I'll give you an example on how to do this. It's so simple, and I can guarantee that you can do this in your next meeting, your next email, the next performance you do. Let's say you show up at a Starbucks, and you're late for the meeting, you're a real estate agent, you show up. Person's already there. And as you show up at the meeting, you say to them, hey, how are you? How are things going? No rapport, no influence. But imagine you walked up and said this, hey, looks like you got here before me, and you already have your coffee. So what's interesting is inside the mind, they're saying, you know what? that's true. I did get here before you, and I already have my coffee. And then I said, and I don't have mine yet. And at that moment, I've just got you to agree to 3 things without saying, hey, your name is Michael, you like the Yankees, you like this. That stuff is so easily detectable. But the cool part about this is it's unconscious. This is the power of influence. Remember the big guy on stage doing that incredible stuff? They understood this very simple micro commitments. So the second you do this, step 1 was simple. Where do we want this person to go? I want them to become a client. Step 2, I want to make them comfortable with me and I want to get their attention. So I bring up these 3 things. But then step 3 comes on. It isn't about asking people to make a big decision. It's about asking people to take a suggestion of yours and roll with it. So let's take that same meeting. I walk in, I leave my car, I instantaneously say, you know what? I want this person to become a client. I want to have a great meeting with them. So I quickly walk up, I say, you got here before me? Micro commitment. I immediately say, you already got your coffee, micro commitment. I don't have mine. So how about I go get mine? And when we come back, we have an incredible meeting. And they go like this. You've just made a suggestion that we're going to have an incredible meeting. Think of it this way. If you take a look at the most influential people in the world, they're dropping micro commitments, micro commitments, micro commitments, and mild suggestions. And when you do enough of this over and over again, and you know the place you want to take that person, instantaneously, your influence goes up, your suggestibility goes up, and you become a person of influence. Let's remember for a second. A few minutes ago, I talked about how I met my wife. I remember we met at the dentist office, and I tell the story quite often from stage. I got her number, we were at the dentist office, and I said to her, hey, why don't I get your number? And if I get your number, we can always talk. And if we talk, we can always go to lunch. If we go to lunch, we can do dinner, and we'll take it from there. When you draw out the path to somebody, and each of those steps wind up happening, what's amazing is people start to feel comfortable, and they start to feel like it's safe to follow you. See, powerful, influential people, it isn't about they're getting someone to decide or they're manipulating. What they're doing is they're just doing the simple thing. They're getting people's attention, they're lowering resistance, they're making them receptive, and they stopped asking the silly question, what do I say? And they start asking the most important question of all, what do I want this person to do? So you've already got that ability inside of you. I know for a fact, you're already hardworking, you're already talented, you're able to do it. Now it's time to apply this simple formula to your life. Start asking the question, where do I want this person to go? What do I want them to do? Start offering some simple micro commitments. Hey, now that we're on the phone and we're already talking, we've been here for 5 minutes, they'll go like this. Let's get to the point and help you get what you want. You'll hear this even through the phone. You'll hear the ups and downs. And then you make a mild suggestion. You do this 1, 2, 3, 4 times, asking for what you want all becomes easier. So you're in the right place. You've already done something great and you've watched this video. Now it's time for you to apply it. So here's what I'd love to see. I'd love for you to go use this technique in some area of your life. I'd love for you to come back to the video and share how well it worked for you and realize anything you do more than a few times, you'll continue to get better at. Subscribe to the channel, watch the video again, save the video and share with somebody because at the end of the day, influential people grow better together.